Hey guys, Jong here back with another behind the scenes video, but this time doing something a little bit different compared to all the other videos that we did before. Just doing a little voiceover so you guys can see more of the shoot itself. But first, I always like doing a snapshot look with any of my shoots to warm up, and we have here the most amazing burlesque performer, model, and actor, Cecily Starr, modeling for us for my merch shoot. We are doing my black on black design, and we are just using an onboard flash with my GFX 50S2 with a 45 to 100 lens on. Setting is typically at f8. We have the shutter speed at 1/125, and I just adjust the power of the flash accordingly depending on how far I am to the subject. And this is kind of a disposable camera look, American Apparel look. I always love warming up with these. Next up is my bright portrait set, and this time we are setting up the AD200 for a traditional clamshell lighting setup. So I have this giant 165-inch softbox. I'm going to put it high above the subject, and we have this U-shaped reflector bouncing back to the subject's face. Super simple. This way we're not too far away from the backdrop because I want to have that backdrop super clean as well. Want to make sure that we light everything that we want to highlight from the subject. So I want good hair light, good separation from the background, all the contours from the face, and then have that really cool catch light in the eyes because of both the key light that we have above but also the reflector from below. Shooting this very shallow at wide open f1.7 with an 80mm lens of the GFX series. And of course, Cecily is a burlesque performer. We wanted to shoot a couple of her costumes for her performances. And I'm still practicing working through using this pink/coral backdrop. It is very pin-uppy, it's very burlesque. This is the third, fourth time I've used this in a shoot, kind of getting the hang of it. And the reason why I kind of moved the key light a little bit more off to the side of the subject, because I really want to have those shadows not on the backdrop itself, because I don't have as much space in my apartment to really have that separation between the background and the subject and still shoot half or full body. I just have to kind of trick the angles a little bit to have the shadows fall off away to the camera right side instead of back to the backdrop. So this is kind of my little trick. I wish I had more space, but this is the way I compensate for that. And kind of shooting from right to left a little bit as well will minimize the shadows in the backdrop of the shot. So this way you can have that more professional feel of having more depth and more space in your shots when doing shots like these. Then we switch to a second costume. This one is a little bit more light, a little bit more blending towards the coral backdrop. So pink on pink, I think, looks very nice. And the only thing that I really wanted to make sure in these shots is to have that boa that she has in frame. Again, I don't have as much space as you can see on the final shot. Sometimes I will have to do a generative fill to kind of expand on the backdrop itself, and this is just a limitation of my space. I'm still using the GFX 50S2 here, but I switched back from the 80mm 1.7 portrait lens that I use from the bright portrait shot to the 45 to 100, and I try to keep it a little bit longer, around 60, 65, 70 millimeters on that particular medium format focal length to really have a little bit more compression for our subject's look. I'm really happy how these final shots came out, but as you guys are seeing, I'm doing two versions of the shot. One is quite normal, the way that it came out of the camera, just fixed with levels a little bit, and a little bit lighter vintage look, so that it's a little bit more of the era. Our next set here is a glamour shoot with a darker background, so I just switched from the coral to the black backdrop, and I really wanted to have a little bit more of a moodier look here. So as you can see, I moved the light even further back of the subject, so I want the light to envelop our subject, also do a little bit of a rim to have more shadows on the face, to have a little bit more contour and drama in the shot. The wardrobe is shiny enough to get those highlights out anyway, and then, you know, as you can see, we tried with hair down, which was my preference, but we also tried a couple with the hair up as well, see how that worked. So this is more of like an elegant evening gown shot. The last set, wanted to experiment again with some simple colored gels, or in my case colored sock lighting. Both red and blue lights are placed a little bit behind and side of our model Cecily here to give that rim light, edge light, blue and red look. Fired a nice motif. We wanted to really showcase her amazing lines, the length of her neck, the length of her back in this particular set. And because she has amazing hair, that looked really well in these final shots. That's it for this particular shoot. I hope you guys like the behind the scenes, and thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next video. Bye.